1712 off to Huntington, leaving Jamaica, track 8 at 3:16. Ah, 3:18, they keep coming. This is train 858 for Long Beach, more M9s.
Train to Hempstead.
Oh, they're sprouting like weeds, those M9s. He's heading down the Atlantic branch.
328 train now arriving on track 8.
And at 3:27, approaching his New York and Atlantic train RS-41, heading back to Fresh Pond Yard. Says you have to go to the New York Museum of Art. However, that's not the kind of art that I appreciate. Today is a warm August 6, 2020. We're at Forest Hills on the main line west of Jamaica. Here to catch some of the rush hour, get some diesels, drag races, M9s, and gloves. Although not necessarily in that order. The place is also blessed with position light signals on the west end. Forest Hills Station is located in a rather upscale section of Queens, similar to the adjacent community of Kew Gardens. This station was built back in 1910 and was actually built here before the independent subway just up the street came out here. That didn't happen until 1930. And to track layout here from left to right is 3, 1, 2, and 4. Just beyond the position light signals on the left is a tennis arena. One of the more famous tennis arenas in the world is here in Forest Hills. Well, here comes 2058 from New York to Ronkonkoma at 4:10. Trains are moving pretty good through here that don't stop, unlike Kew Gardens. Eastbound trains approaching Jamaica are moving pretty good through here, but they start to slow down when they get to Kew Gardens. And approaching west is train 1709 from Huntington to New York at 4:14. Good lighting in this direction. M9's westbound, 4:17. Those M9s was train 4367 from Hall Yard to West Side Yard in Manhattan. And approaching now at 4:32 is train 658 en route from New York City, Penn Station to Port Jefferson. Approaching at 4:40 p.m. is train 2712 en route from Hunters Point Avenue, Long Island City, all the way out to Montauk. A couple of days ago on Tuesday, we had a nasty tropical storm, the worst one I've ever seen on the island. Knocked a lot of trees down, high winds, service was suspended out to Montauk. They only just restored it today. Comes 123 from Babylon to New York, overtaking. That's 123 from Babylon to New York. He was overtaken by 5051, an equipment train from Ronkonkoma to West Side Yard. Westbound bought at 4:40. 19 equipment from Babylon to West Side Yard, 450. It's 125 with M9s, Babylon, New York. It's by at 4:53. Moving right on M9s on track 1, 4:54. Approaching next at 4:58 is train 1713 en route from Huntington to New York. You know, it's a very warm and muggy day. Not the kind of day you'd want to wear gloves, but I don't think this guy got the message. Last weekend I saw him at Saks Fifth Avenue buying crates of gloves like there was no tomorrow. Here he comes. Boy, if you live from now until doomsday, you'll never find any fingerprints on that throttle. If he went dishonest, even Joe Friday, Detective Mike Stone, and Richard Diamond wouldn't be able to figure him out. The square just south of the depot here at Forest Hills looks very nice. Tudor-style buildings. It's like an English neighborhood, but I see a lot of people walking around without masks. And we missed 660 from New York to Fort Jeff. Gorgeous neighborhood. And going to the other side by track 4, that was train 148 from New York to Babylon by at 5:07. Lighting is much better on this side. Approaching now at 5:10 is train 560 from Long Island City to Oyster Bay. Some of the people who live in those apartments back there get a superb view of the railroad here from those balconies. I used to know a guy who lived in one of those buildings and he loved the view. He was an avid railroad buff from Michigan. Train 1152 to Wantar. By at 5:18. Approaching now on track number 4 at 5:19 is train 762 from New York to Hempstead, complete with M9s. He'll be stopping here.
Forest Hills. This is the train to Hempstead. The next station is Kew Gardens.
And chasing that train on track number 1 is a train for Hicksville. And approaching at 5:23, this should be, actually got a couple of diesels. This is 2740 from New York to Spionk. 662 is chasing them. 662 is due to leave Jamaica ahead of 2740. He's creeping along on track number 1. The order of those trains can vary from day to day. Depends on traffic, how fast the train out of New York goes. Now he's taking it easy. He's probably got traffic delays ahead. 2740 will probably have to wait in Jamaica for this guy to leave ahead of him. He's scheduled to depart about 3 minutes ahead of 2740. Filling the warm, muggy air with EMD sound is train 4705, an equipment move headed for Long Island City. And at 5:34 p.m. we have 2 eastbounds coming. At M9's on track number 2. To Long Beach. Here comes 2066 for Ronkonkoma. And 2066's first stop after New York is Wyandanch. It's a wheel high reeler. And coming east on track 2 at 5:45 is train 2868 from New York to Far Rockaway with M9s. Coming up on 4 at 5:47 is train 1256 from New York to Hicksville. Nice breeze. East of Jamaica to Hicksville, he'll be running down mainline track number 1, stopping at New Hyde Park and all stops to Hicksville. And that was a westbound equipment move headed for Long Island City at 5:48. We got 2 eastbounds approaching on track 2 and 4, train 1730 New York Huntington and 156 from New York to Babylon. Yeah, 1730 was on 2 and 156 was on 4. Approaching now at 5:57, scooping up a lot of dust is train 664 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. 6:16, we have another drag race. First up is 2872 to Far Rockaway and 1258 to Hicksville. Yep, Forest Hill is going to be a very entertaining place to watch trains this time of night. No, we're not finished yet in this burst of activity. Approaching now is train 666. He's out of Hunters Point Avenue, bound for Port Jeff, loping along on track number 1. Should see 564 from New York to Oyster Bay pretty soon.